Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a very special episode of Easy Buckets. How are you guys doing today? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. We're back at it with another episode of NBA news and rumors, and we're going to be focusing on everything we know as of September 22nd. A lot of things have happened over the past 24 hours, trade rumors, some highlight clips, and many more. And for this video, I'm going to be talking about everything that's pretty much important for you to stay updated. Just quickly, guys, I am launching my Patreon page again, so if you guys want a chance for fantasy basketball advice and also to be part of my Discord community, go check it out. Link is down in the description. I would love for all you guys to be a part of that. But without wasting any more time, let's talk about NBA news as of today. The first topic we're going to be tackling is talking about LeBron James and the Lakers. After a very busy offseason, the Lakers now are championship favorites, and from what I'm about to tell you, Laker fans out there, you're going to be even more excited than you already are. Do you guys remember 2 years ago when the Lakers traded for Anthony Davis? What did the Lakers do right away in that summer? If you're a true Lakers fan, you know that the Lakers had a mini training camp to build chemistry with players like Rajon Rondo, Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and oh boy, this year, we're hearing that is happening right now. Shams Charania tweets this: LeBron James is organizing Lakers team mini camp in Las Vegas ahead of training camp, a similar chemistry building function to the one hosted for the 2020 title season. Oh boy, guys, this is some crazy news because the Lakers right now seem to have like an ultimate roster, but LeBron himself wants to take it to the next step. He's not going to say, oh, we're winning for sure. He wants to build the chemistry and get to work early. With the NBA training camp starting on September 28th, I'm making this video on September 22nd, which means they're going to be having an early training camp to get more chemistry and just simply practice more than other teams. Laker fans everywhere, you gotta be excited because LeBron James is taking this year more seriously than ever. Next up, we're going to be talking about Russell Westbrook, guys. We just got some footage that Russell Westbrook apparently is working on his three-point shots. When talking about Russell Westbrook's game, he's amazing at everything. He can score, he can finish at the basket, he can rebound at a high level, and also play make. But when it comes to his three-point shooting, I would say that area is not his best skill. He's a 35% three-point shooter for his career, but oh boy, with the Lakers getting him, Laker fans expect Russ to space the floor more and knock down some three-point shots. The footage you're watching right now is Russell Westbrook just practicing on his threes, and from looking at his form, it looks like he changed it. It seems like his shooting hand is more locked in and is more of a vertical release, which is great news for Laker fans, especially when LeBron James controls the rock and is going to do those driving kicks to Russell Westbrook. I wouldn't be surprised if this season, Russell Westbrook's three-point percentage increases even by a little bit. Next up, we're going to be talking about the Portland Trailblazers, and they just made a great signing. When talking about this offseason, the Blazers didn't make much moves besides trading for Larry Nance Jr. They kept Dame, they kept CJ McCollum, and of course, they brought back Robert Covington. But the point is, they're making small moves to adjust their roster. Shams Charania tweets this: free agent guard Quinn Cook is signing a non-guaranteed deal with the Portland Trailblazers. Non-guaranteed means he's going to be with the team, he's going to be on their 15-man roster, but during the season, he could be waived and bought out easily, then a player that is on a guaranteed deal. So Quinn Cook is going to have to work hard to remain on the roster. Right now, the Blazers do need a third point guard behind Dame and Anthony Simons, so that's why I do believe them bringing in Quinn Cook on a minimum deal is not bad. The next topic is focused on the Brooklyn Nets, and the Brooklyn Nets are making moves to better their future and of course stay consistent on a championship run. This is the report. Sean Marks on James Harden and Kyrie Irving's extensions. We've had very positive conversations. Sean Mark claims that both of these players are looking forward to continuing to talk to Irving and Harden about extensions over the next week or two. Going into next offseason, both James Harden and Kyrie Irving will have a player option, which means they could be entering free agency. Kevin Durant is locked into the 2026 season, and that is great for Brooklyn. So now the question is, are they going to extend James Harden and Kyrie for the foreseeable future? This is a big topic for Brooklyn Nets fans. From what Sean Marks is saying, their GM, it looks like it is going to be a positive. They are going to stay with Kevin Durant and James Harden. But I do want to mention this though. We're hearing rumors that apparently Kyrie Irving and Ben Simmons have been in trade talks for a swap. Philly and the Brooklyn Nets swapping Kyrie and Ben Simmons. Is that going to be a factor on this contract extension? That's something we got to think about as NBA fans and to keep in mind. Speaking of Ben Simmons, that is going to be our next topic, and there is a lot to talk about Ben Simmons. As of right now, I do believe he is the hottest topic in basketball. What is his future going to look like? What is going to happen with him? Is he going to be on the Sixers, or is he going to be traded very soon? The topic of Ben Simmons is so big right now. Adrian Woj tweets this: Simmons is clearly aware of sanctions available to organizations to fine and suspend him, including withholding of salary. From what it sounds like, guys, Ben Simmons knows that if he does not report to the team, he's gonna get fined, but he does not care. He is putting pressure on the Philadelphia 76ers to trade him. He does not want to be there anymore. And from what we're hearing, after they lost in Atlanta, he actually told his agent Rich Paul he wants out of here as fast as possible. Despite Ben Simmons wanting to be traded, we got a report that apparently the Sixers are not even close to trading Ben Simmons. This is the report. Complicating matters with that Kavita right now, of course, is the reality that the Sixers also do not appear close to a trade. They are willing to go through with that gives Simmons his desired fresh start. More than 2 months after posting one of my Tuesday newsletters extravaganzas on Substack for the first time on July 13th, also a breakdown on that occasion of the latest on the Simmons front. Philadelphia looks no closer to a trade to bring an end to this stalemate. The Sixers are trying to trade Ben wants to get traded, but so far they're not finding any trades possible. Something that Ben is doing right now is telling everybody he's not going to report to training camp. Training camp starts literally in less than a week, and Ben has been very vocal saying he does not want to come, he's not going to show up. But this report comes from Philly fans that they expect Ben to actually do show up. The Sixers are expecting at least some sort of absence to open the preseason, so to say, though most are convinced he will eventually show up, citing a lack of precedent for extant holdouts in the NBA. There has been some public debate over whether the Sixers would fine him for such a move in the midst of trying to work through all this, though it seems pretty black and white on Philly's end. This situation just simply reminds me a lot about James Harden last season. James Harden said he does not want to be in the Houston Rockets, he wants to get traded, but of course, over some time, he knew it is his job and had to show up. So if Philly does not find a trade for Ben is going to officially be there on the roster and playing some games for Philly. This is the most likely trade scenario, and with the previous report of them not being close to a trade, we all know Ben does not want to be there, but at the end of the day, Ben, it is your job. And the last report is revolving Doc Rivers, their head coach. Doc Rivers wants to change Ben Simmons' mind. According to Adrian Woj, the star guard has told the team he will not report to training camp next week and does not plan to play for the franchise again. Well, I hope we can change that thought, Rivers said on ESPN, Jay Will, and Max in the Morning. That's part of our job. So Doc Rivers claims he still wants Ben Simmons. A side comment he did make was he believes with Ben Simmons they can still win a championship with Joel Embiid and the new additions they made this summer. So there is still hope for Philly fans if the head coach is trying to bring Ben Simmons back. Moving forward, we're going to be talking about DeMarcus Cousins. We all know right now DeMarcus Cousins does not have an NBA team. He's a UFA. One of the best free agents in my opinion. I do believe sooner or later he is going to be picked up. Right now with the open market being so dry, if a team needs a strong dominant frontcourt player, Boogie brings a lot to the table. He can space the floor, he can be dominant in the paint, he can also play make. And I'm kind of surprised that right now he's not on an NBA team. I understand his previous history of injuries could cause teams to look away, but I do believe over the past season, he was pretty healthy with Houston Rockets and Clippers and should be on a roster. But the news today is about Boogie tweeting this very interesting picture. Boogie tweeted this. It's a picture of him wearing a jersey, wearing number 15. And if you guys know, that is him in the Sacramento Kings jersey, the team that drafted him where he started his NBA career. Is Boogie hinting he's going back to the Kings? This is a very interesting fact. I want to know your thoughts on this, guys. Put your thoughts down in the comments below. What do you think Boogie is trying to say to us? The next topic is kind of an interesting fact, and that is about Nikola Jokic potentially load managing this year. Michael Singer says this: Nikola Jokic on possibly load managing, I think it's a good idea. Said he trusts the staff and trainers and thinks it's a good idea if it'll help him avoid injuries. The MVP might be entering load management. I do not like the sound of that. I want to see the MVP active in every single game. And if you're a fantasy basketball viewer right now, Nikola Jokic right now is expected to be the #1 overall pick in fantasy drafts. But with this report coming out, it's very interesting. Is he going to load management? Is he going to sit out games? That's going to be an interesting factor to this season. And the last news I want to talk about today is simply the Hawks being very active when it comes to free agency. The Hawks made a bunch of free agent signings. They just signed Jahlil Okafor, Timoth Luwawu-Cabarrot, Johnny Hamilton, and AJ Lawson. The biggest pickup was definitely Jahlil Okafor. Okafor still is young and could be good in the NBA. He just needs another chance, and maybe playing alongside Trae Young might not be a bad idea. So yes guys, this wraps up my video for today, talking about the NBA news and rumors as of September 22nd. What's most important to me is I want to know your thoughts. Which of these news is your favorite? Did I miss anything important? Put your thoughts down in the comment section down below. But other than that, take it easy, God bless, and I'll see you all next time on Easy Buckets. Woo!